So, Ms. Marvel Season 1 is a show that feels like it got worse as it went. Until the finale. I like the finale. That was pretty good. But for the most part, I feel like it went worse. It got worse as it went. And I think that's because they focus more on the plot rather than the characters. And I feel like the characters in this show are really what won me over in the first episode. Iman Vellani is really charming as Miss Marvel. She feels like a real person, a real teenager, and all of the characters in general just feel like real people, and they're very charming, and they just add a really fun vibe to the show. And I really love those family dynamics, those dynamics between friends. All of that kind of stuff. All of that was really good, and that is why I liked episode 1 so much, and it's my favorite episode because it didn't focus on the origin of Kamala's powers or the clandestines or the veil or anything like that. It focused on the characters and introducing the characters and those dynamics, and it was just super entertaining. And I feel like if they kept going that route more, then this show would have been a lot better to me. Um, and I think just overall, the whole plot that we had with the clandestines and Kamala's the origins for Kamala's bangle, it just didn't really interest me, and the villains feeling sort of like those generic evil villains and not feeling like they have much personality to them didn't help that. And I don't really think that the plot worked, and that's the reason why episodes 4 and 5 are my least favorite, because they focused so much on that, and there was a lot of exposition about that. Um, and along with that, episode 5 felt very rushed. Muniba saw that Kamala had powers, and she was just suddenly okay with it, which I feel like should have came in later. Um, Maybe in the finale. I feel like that would have carried much more dramatic weight, and it doesn't really make sense for Muniba to suddenly just be okay with Kamala being a superhero, considering how dangerous it is. So I feel like I think I like the point we ended up with Kamala and her mother and her family and how they feel about her being a superhero, but I don't like how we got there. 'Cause it just doesn't feel realistic, and it feels like they were setting up the opposite. It feels like they were setting up Muniba not to be okay with Kamala having these powers and going on being a superhero when she found out. But she was just totally fine with it, and I don't really think that made sense for me. And yeah, so overall, like, the show had a lot of enjoyable moments. Again, I love these characters, and I'm super excited to see Kamala in the Marvels next year. But overall, I think the plot just didn't fit, and I would have preferred if Kamala was fighting some smaller threat just in New Jersey, because that could just be a lot more personal, because she's fighting for her community, she's fighting for her people, and then the whole DODC conflict in the finale would make more sense, and they could set up the DODC in the future of Marvel as this organization that goes out and polices young superheroes, young enhanced individuals. I feel like something like that, something more similar to the comics, where Kamala is really the defender of Jersey City. I think that would have worked a lot better for me. So yeah, this show, it started off really good, it ended off really good, but the middle wasn't it for me. So I'd say I give this about a 6.5 out of 10. I wish I could go higher. I was super excited for this show. But unfortunately, it just wasn't really what I was looking for in a lot of parts. So tell me in the comments, what did you think of this show? Are you excited for the Marvels coming out next year? And yeah, that's it for this video, and thanks for watching.